Okay, it worked. So hopefully you guys will find me. I probably should have figured out how to X out that other stream. It just when I try to go live from the scheduled whatever thing, the scheduled YouTube, and I go in and it's like, okay, go live. It never wants to upload. So I always have to start a new stream. And it is such a bummer because it takes a minute for people to figure it out, I guess. So I don't know what to do. I don't know how to go over there and say, hey, this isn't working. I guess I could try. Okay, I can open a new window and go to my channel. Meanwhile, I can't see if you guys are finding me, so hold on just a sec. Might be too much buffering for me, for my little system. Hey, Cosmic Sunflower! Okay, so Jeannie and Julie are over on the other stream, the one that I scheduled, waiting for it to activate, and it won't. So I gotta see if I can just shut that down. View your channel. So does everybody know what their Pluto ascending card is? It's drippy. So I'm gonna be asking how many people watched my other video, because it is just the weirdest thing. It's just not straightforward. Yeah, this is just taking too long. Shoot. Good, okay. So Cosmic Sunflower, what's your card again? I'm sorry, it hasn't stuck yet. There, it's starting to load. Lives. Sorry, I know this seems kind of rude. I feel terrible for ignoring you. Oh, thank you. The Jack of Clubs, Two of Spades. Oh, that is so interesting. Yeah, my daughter's partner is spades. And it really, really fits him. I will describe it in just a second, but how would you describe your ascending Pluto, Jack of Clubs? Okay, let's talk more about Pluto ascending. Maybe options, delete forever. Delete, I understand. Okay, now maybe they will come over to this stream. Okay, I'll X that out. X this out. There, back. Okay, so we're live and we're going. And I have two people. Good, so somebody else is here. All right, so the ascending Pluto definition is just so bizarre. And I'm going to say it now, and I'll probably say it over and over again, but it's something that it happened to you some time ago. I mean, it's like they were channeling this to me. It happened to you some time ago. Okay, and I think this kind of applies to you if you're 30 and older. You know, it might apply younger, but it happened to you some time ago. It altered your life course in a way that was essential for, hey, Julie, glad you found us. It was absolutely essential for your life purpose to be achieved. It might not have happened had your guides not really like interceded on your path and made it happen. So there's some things about it that seem like possibly unlikely, or like, whoa, how did that come together? There may have been a crisis feeling about it, maybe or maybe not. And ultimately, it was a very positive thing. So the way I see this for Two of Spades, okay, so my daughter's boyfriend, who is the Two of Spades, the Jack of Clubs was his creative period. He was in a band. They traveled Europe. I think they kind of traveled the world. Singer-songwriter duo, he and this girl, and they ended up like being together and stuff for a while. Um, but it was just this whirlwind, amazing experience. And also because the Jack of Diamonds is the karma card under it, it had, you know, this entrepreneurial twist to it, but it was just this fancy free creative Jack of Clubs. And I think as a Two of Spades, that kind of experience is exhausting, because I think a spade is much more comfortable if they're like settled and they're clear. Like, it's the spades are earthy, and I think they like to be grounded and be able to like have a base of command and then operate out of that and be a little bit more in the command chair. Because when he talks about that period of like his, and he's 40 now, and when he talks about that period, there's just kind of this energy of exhaustion. But I would like to hear from Cosmic Sunflower. How does that card manifest for you as ascending Pluto? Was it a young man of the club suit that entered the picture? It can be a brief thing or kind of a long thing. So, okay, since Julie's an 8 of clubs, my daughter, who's dating the 2 of spades, we did a lot of thinking about what this ascending 9 of spades is to the 8 of clubs, and it represents some kind of death. But look at the card under it. It's the King of Hearts. So even though I can say her father was the best and worst thing that ever happened to her, it's not exactly like a Pluto. I did get your homework sheet, and I wasn't sure about the math. I couldn't follow what kind of math you were using, because a lot of things just didn't make sense. And honestly, I saw it just before I came on, so I didn't get a chance to look into it. But Julie did this whole homework sheet about all of this, and that's so fun. I'm so glad you sent it to me. But anyway, so the King of Hearts as a father is kind of like, yeah, that's a Pluto experience for an 8 of clubs, but also having to grow up quickly. That's how I interpret that for her. It's something that happened to her some time ago. Hey, Green Knight, we're so happy you're here. Now I can congratulate you in person for that awesome video. Can you put the name? Okay, is the name of your YouTube channel The Green Knight Prime? Because I found you fairly easily. And he did this awesome video on Eris. He makes a lot of really great astrology videos, and some of them are shorter, you know, it's just like really to the point. But anyway, it was awesome. And dude, I want you to make another video about that. I want you to, oh, the King of Hearts. That's why you're saying that, Julie. Okay, now we're getting on the same page. But I want you to talk more about Eris and the stellium that's coming up and how you're seeing it progress. And oh my God, it's massive. Yes, if you just click my name, it should take you to the channel. Yep, I didn't have access to this live feed when I was trying to find you. So actually, but I did find you. So Eden, hi, how are you? So the King of Hearts is our 8 of club, Julie. It is her ascending Pluto, and it's her baby daddy. So that's why she did this whole worksheet on it, to be like, oh my God, yeah, the ascending Pluto is this person in my life. So okay, so for Crystal, the King of Hearts appeared in her childhood as a message that says, you have to grow up fast. You have to act like a grown up. And it was really unfair that it happened to her. And I was a party to it and everything. And my 30s totally sucked. It was so hard. It's just not easy being a 7 of diamonds. But anyway, it has served her in a lot of ways. And that's what I'm noticing about this ascending Pluto, is that it serves you in a huge way. Like, you're like, my life just would, I mean, it gave her a huge advantage in a sense of being beyond her peers. She was always beyond her peers. Part of it is just that she's a star seed. She's an indigo. We literally named her Crystal Indigo. That's her middle name, is Indigo. And I knew nothing about the whole Crystal Indigo thing when she was little, but she named herself. So anyway, let me catch up with the comments. Cosmic Sunflower, R2 of Spades says, I'm struggling to figure out this Jack of Clubs ascending Pluto. Only thing that comes to mind is me putting off finishing a book that's taking me long to finish. That's interesting because it's a publishing thing. Julie, we'll get back to that, Cosmic Sunflower. However, the 9 of Spades in my life is my mother, is her a hurricane, a card. Is it her card? But it's also the second karma card of the King of Hearts. So the 9 of Spades is your mom, and it is the karma to the King of Hearts. Wow, how does she get along with your baby daddy, and how did that go? How was the mother connection? Asking an 8 of Clubs for a friend. The Deccan card, not hurricane. Okay. So Cosmic Sunflower, let's, and Julie, I don't want to shortchange the homework that you did, and I want you to share the insights that you found about looking into your ascending Pluto and how those people, what I'm kind of looking for is, let's explore what that Pluto ascending means. How does it show up in your life? How can you look at it and go, oh, now I get to sort of reframe this event in my life because yes, it was a huge gift. That's sort of where I'm leaning. So anyway, going back to Cosmic Sunflower. So the Jack of Clubs, okay, we can also think about the Jack of Diamonds being there. I would think that it's a young man. It could be a young man. It could also be a period of irresponsibility. Oh, now it says I don't have any viewers. Well, if you're still here, and show me that you're here, because YouTube screws with me. And it doesn't even say my internet is a problem. So anyway, the Jack of Spades or Jack of Clubs, it could be like an irresponsible period that you went through. He's incredibly creative. An ascending Pluto card, Scorpio, Ace of Clubs, who happens to have one of her planetary ruling cards as, okay, let me go back. An ascending Pluto card, Scorpio. Okay, there is an Ace of Clubs person who is a Scorpio, is what I'm getting for the first part. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Oh, descending is 8 of Hearts. No, wait, that's ascending. Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto is the 8 of Hearts. So I think I'm following you. An ascending Pluto card, Scorpio, Ace of Clubs, who happens to have one of her planetary ruling cards as my birth card. Right, got you, because of the descending Pluto. Has come into my life in a long distance kind of thing and has been incredibly supportive to me. So your ascending Pluto card. So yeah, if your ascending Pluto card is a person, keep in mind that you are their descending. Oh my God, that totally reframes my sister-in-law and my very close friend who is the 6 of Hearts. I talk about her all the time because she has had such a massive impact on my life. I'm her ascending Pluto. Wow, I've got to totally reframe that now to think of myself. So yeah, look at whose ascending Pluto you are and the role that you play in their life. So this friend of Green Knight, this Ace of Clubs person, has recently come back in the picture, and she's just always had this very supportive energy, and I've always been that for my 6 of Hearts friend. Been very supportive. Okay, I'm thinking of an event in my sister-in-law's life, who's a 6 of Hearts. When she first moved to Denver after having married my brother, she's a perfectly wonderful person. They're living in Denver. Huge move across the nation, and she just said something like Tim, my brother, who's a King of Hearts, was saying, "Oh, is it going to be hard for you because you don't have any friends out here?" And she goes, "Oh, yes, I do. I have Paula." And immediately I shrunk into my little shell. and I didn't know why. And I never responded. And I think we went out to lunch once through all those years, just the two of us. And I think it's because I knew I couldn't be her friend. I didn't know why at the time, and I do now. And it's like 20, 30 years later. It's over 30 years later, and I have apologized to her for that. And I explained to her, I've come to understand that I was ashamed of who I was, and I just wasn't functional enough. And she was just always a really functional, normal, healthy person. And there was just, it was nothing about her. I thought she was great, but I was also competing in a sense. And there was just, I just felt, but I felt something. But so that I was this event that happened to her long ago, and it probably forked her into, whoa, I've got to find my own community and my own friends. And my brother is part of a dysfunctional family, and I need to just figure out how I'm not going to navigate that. I mean, wow. Okay, a lot of comments. It's Cosmic Sunflower. Oh, I see now. The Jack of Clubs is probably my son. He's a 4 of clubs. I had him when I was very young, and it actually helped me grow roots and establish myself career-wise. Bingo! It is very typical for this ascending Pluto card for a woman to be a baby. So for our favorite 5 of diamonds, who I don't see her yet, she was there before my stream went live. Like I clicked on and she was there immediately, and I was like, oh, right on. And maybe she's here. I don't know. She hasn't said hello yet, but as a 5 of diamonds, her ascending Pluto is an Ace of Hearts. And my friend Jess, my other 5 of diamonds favorite person, she had a baby very young, and like when she was 16, and it radically altered the course of her life, and it's ended up being this blessing. And he went through this really terrible period, very terrible, drugs and rehab and jail and all that kind of crap. But he has really stabilized. He's completely shifted, thank God. And she's like probably 38-ish. But anyway, oh, fun. Somebody else, tell us what your card is and how. Okay, so wait, Green Knight, I have a question for you. Because I don't know if I'll go into it in this video or the next video, but I did all of the ascending hand, and I'm zeroing in on Pluto just because it's so weird, and I love weird things because I'm very Aquarian. I'm Sun in the 11th house. So, but ascending Neptune, ascending Jupiter, ascending Mars and Saturn, all of them are just a little strange and rather intense. So I'm going to give all you guys a homework assignment and look at your ascending. You can look at them all: Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. But what I found was ascending Mars is specifically about you and your career. Hi, Grumpy. Oh, I wish you could come to us and speak to us in a Scottish brogue. I can never do it when I'm watching the television and there's a bunch of Scots on there. I somehow manage to pull it off watching a series that happens in Edinburgh, and I think Edinburgh is a very ugly place. I don't like it. You can try to convince me otherwise, but I know I'm already going into Irish. And I said to Stuart, are the two connected? And he said, why, of course they're both Celtic. They come from the Celts. Anyway, Grumpy, how are you? Grumpy, what is your ascending Pluto? We just started to get into it in the last video because you joined late, but the Queen of Clubs is your ascending Pluto. So I'm just giving everyone the assignment. Look at your ascending Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune as well, because they're just weird. Okay, because my ascending Neptune is the Ace of Clubs, and it's Green Knight's ascending, it's his ascending Pluto. And I'm wondering how we wear it differently, if we call it self-knowledge. Okay, Julie, well, 9 of Spades, her ascending Pluto, in both relationships completely destroyed me into mass transformation. Beautifully said. My mom abandoned me. I am so sorry. And my 8 of Clubs brother, you know, Crystal has a step brother who is the 8 of Clubs, and we're all still really tight. So that's another thing we have in common. My 8 of Clubs brother, is he your twin? and Chris, is that your baby daddy, left me as well. Love of my life, Pluto. Yeah, Phoenix rising Scorpio. Well, 8 of clubs don't do anything halfway. Oh, you're here. I'm so glad. Thank you. Yeah, my view count is now up to 6. I'm going viral, as Green Knight would say. How to do it. So, Grumpy, are you the Jack of Hearts? Just confirming. If you are, if you're not, just use this as a teaching lesson. Okay, class. It's all reversed, so this is very complicated to do. This is your card, and your hand goes this way, right? The descending, like this. So ascending would be Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. So the ascending Pluto, you just go diagonal up and to the right. So your ascending Pluto is the Queen of Clubs. And here's how it is. It's something that happened to you long ago. It may have seemed like a crisis, but it isn't for everyone. It can be a person, an event, a period of time. But it radically changed the course of your life. It's something you could not have thought to have asked for, but it was given to you like grace because you needed it to be in your life path. So like for me, my ascending 3 of hearts, I am not the kind of person, okay, I have a lot of ego shit, but one of them is definitely not I need to sleep around and cheat on my partner in order to elicit some response. I mean, that's okay. It's cool. We've all got our thing, right? My dad had that. I didn't learn about it till after he was dead. I was like 25. But anyway, I would get myself into really dysfunctional relationships, marriages, long-term partnerships, and I needed to get out. But I had to have a certain kind of personality that would persevere because that's just how I was going to learn. Therefore, I couldn't get out of it all by myself. I needed help. So every single time I needed to get out of it, a third person entered the picture. It would be a man that I would fall in love with. And then I made sure that I wasn't having sex with both of them at the same time. And it felt awful. It was hell every time, but it got me out of the relationship. It was a grace every single time. So this 3 of hearts, that ascending Pluto, and it also gave me the gift, this huge gift of non-judgment. All threes bring some sort of non-judgment because they're like, hey, what if it's not black or white? What if it's something else? What if it's not good or bad? What if it's something else? And it opened me up in such a profound way because the only way to navigate it was to feel my own heart. And that's what I kept doing was leading how I was feeling, abandoning how I was feeling, the whole caretaking program. That's why I got into toxic relationships. So that's how that 3 of hearts works for me. Also, 3 of hearts represents small groups of friends, and I could not have made it through my life and all the if I didn't have a small, tight group of women friends, which I've always had. I mean, they've migrated over the years who they are, but I've always had a tight group, a tight support group of friends. Taking this all the way down a deep rabbit hole as I did reveals a ton of you're able to see your soul contracts with each other. The blessing, other than discovering myself, was my gift 4 of clubs daughter. And she's your ascending Mars. That's interesting. Oh, wow. So Julie, yeah, she sent me a picture of her homework. She did a deep dive into all of this and uncovered a lot of stuff and was really able to see some soul contract information. That is so cool. Yeah, and I didn't get all the way down the sheet. I just looked at the top of it. And I was told since I was young, I couldn't have children, yet I was gifted her. Wow. That's really cool. Okay, does anybody else have any questions or comments about this ascending Pluto? Like, is there somebody that you're thinking of? Oh, okay, Grumpy, thank you. Face cards very often indicate a person of either a typology or the suit. So did a club female come into your life? And usually what I find with these, not always, because like if a woman has a child, that child is always with her and changes the course of her life. But in some cases, it's an in and out. But anyway, so a club female entering your life some time ago, it could be a woman of education, discernment, wisdom in the publishing fields, a Virgo type woman, mercurial, someone who, okay, the negative would be hypercritical, super controlling. Love language is all control. It's all about her because the karma card, the 10 of diamonds. Three of hearts karma card might mean that there was cheating or love triangles going on. So that's how it could be a person. Cosmic Sunflower. Seeing different ways to understand the cards in different life scenarios is my favorite thing about cardology. You're so kind. That's exactly how I feel about it. It just opens doors, doesn't it? I have a sister, but she's a king of clubs. That means she's a club female. And if she's a king of clubs, she will have a lot of queen of clubs characteristics. Let me tell you something about female king of clubs. They're amazing. They have to be large, not, not talking overweight here. I'm just talking they have to have a large field to contain and encompass everything that they're here to do. It's like they don't just have like the jet kind of controls in front of them. It's like in the round. And they have a lot. They have a lot of ability, a lot of karma, a huge right brain, left brain balance capacity. They have a very full, what would you call it? I don't know, a very full syllabus for this lifetime. So yeah, so your sister, did she have that effect on you? She's a cashier, she knows a lot of people. What was her impact on you? How did she sort of alter the course of your life? Was she there for you when nobody else was? Was she critical? Did she challenge you? You also have, through the circle of 7, it's really intense with these king of clubs. You've got this Pluto connection right here, from here to here. 9 of hearts is in the circle of 7, so this is one of your karma cards. And King of Clubs is descending Pluto, but you are ascending Pluto. If you're ascending Pluto, it might mean that you're going to rub them the wrong way, but ultimately be a huge blessing. So it kind of helps you to reframe, maybe if you feel like you really fucked up somebody's life. Yes. Yes, husband number 2. Oh my God. So he's the 2 of diamonds, and his ascending Pluto is the Jack of hearts. It took me years to let go of the guilt. And finally, I apologized to him at Starbucks one day, and he's like, I've let go of it. You can let go of it too. Because I was one of those scenarios where another man came onto the picture to get me away. He's a 2 of diamonds. Robert Camp himself told me, you divorced a 2 of diamonds? Nobody gets away from a 2 of diamonds. They're just like, and I was like, oh, he was. And he was doing juju. And he admitted he was doing juju, like not good juju, to keep me stuck to him. Plus, he kept trying to get me pregnant over and over. And then I would miscarry or have an herbal thing, or it's like, oh, it was reproductive hell. So a 8 of clubs came along and got me out of the situation. But I didn't fuck up his life. I was a huge blessing. Jeannie's here! Yay! Oops, I made my boobs bounce. I'm embarrassed. Okay. So Grumpy, we want to know, all your sisters are clubs, or they've all been Grumpy, tell us more about your sisters and this role, the role that these sisters have had in your life, like blessing and a curse kind of thing, I'm guessing. But where would you be without them? That's the sentiment. Cosmic Sunflower says, I absolutely love the Taurus King of Clubs. They're good, warm folks. Very loving. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. Okay. Um, so yeah, different tracks we could get on, but yes, I had a very, I'm saying had because I just was like, I am so done with you. One of those things. Also, May 19th, yesterday is the birthday of, like, when I check in and say, is there anyone I haven't forgiven? I always think of him, this May 19th asshole that I've forgiven, and I've kind of taken back my forgiveness just out of spite because he is like, ugh. And then I'm like, no, I need to reframe forgiveness. Okay, now that I feel differently about what an asshole he was. I don't know, like I'm more enlightened about what an asshole he was. Anyway, this other friend of mine who, so I guess that's Taurus, right? But there are two Taurus. Why am I not thinking of her birthday? Because I think there are two Taurus King of Clubs. It's one of those really rare things. April 21st. Yes, it's cuspy. April 21st and May 19th are both potentially Taurus. So anyway, yeah, she was just incredibly versatile, an amazing, loving, full, is living a very, very full-bodied life. Capricorn, King of Clubs, are that way as well, very warm and supportive. Yeah, okay, one of my dearest friends is an Aquarius, and the Aquarius has the Six of Clubs planetary ruler, the Capricorn has the Eight of Hearts. Part of it's the Eight of Hearts. You know what I think a really big part of it is responsibility. They have a huge sense of responsibility. They are grown-ups because they are one of the very few cards that when you flip it over, their moon card, karma card, is the Ace of Spades. And then their karma is the Two of Spades. So their entire hand, not only Pluto, but the Jupiter, Saturn, Jupiter, Saturn. I think the second Saturn ends up being a heart. But everything else is a spade. Yep. Ace of Spades is like their double Saturn. And so in will come this very strange infantile or a baby or something that happened to them as a baby. But yeah, I guess they get to squirt out the side a little bit. Brenda, hello. Interesting discussion. We never talk about the King of Clubs because I'm like, oh, there's so many of them. But that's why we should talk about them, right? Because we all know a King of Clubs. We all know several King of Clubs. Do we have any King of Clubs here? I always have a story that I tell about the friendship that they offer. Since the Two of Spades is their karma card, this is one of the first things that I realized. Oh, his birthday was yesterday, King of Clubs. Okay, Eden, I don't want to skip your comment. I have Seven of Hearts ascending Pluto. So you are oh, your karma card is the Three of Clubs. I was like, I was looking at the other map. Okay, you're the King of Diamonds. Ooh, we have to talk about that one. That's a juicy ascending Pluto. Green Knight. I should say he's a Queen of Spades birth card, King of Clubs planetary ruler. Oh, Capricorn. Gotcha. Okay. Grandpa just turned 88. And in the card deck, like the King of Spades riding a bicycle, and there's 88 on it somewhere. It's like that's some kind of mystical number thing in the card system. How do you guys feel about the Joker when you're playing a game and the game says, pull the Jokers out? You're not supposed to play with Jokers. Do you leave them in? When you're throwing a weekly spread and Robert Camp says, take the Jokers out and throw them away because they throw off your reading. Do you leave them in? I did for years, and I always interpreted it as free will. There's no influence here. It's just a free will thing. So anyway, what I want to say about this King of Clubs Taurus, the April 21st friend, is that so she briefly dates this guy. I don't even think they, went to third base. But so it was just a casual fun. He was a jack of clubs. I know that. He was like, definitely had that kind of immaturity thing going on, but he was really fun. This is my Jack of Diamonds son calling. Doing a live. And he goes to Thailand, ends up in jail over some drug thing. She flies to Thailand. Like, this is not a serious relationship, but she drops $1,000, whatever it is, you know, and she's doing okay, but not, you know, really, really wealthy. But she spent the money and the time. She flew out there and she got him out of jail. And I'm like, that's the king of clubs. They expect their friends to show up for them, and they have to get over the fact that not everybody is wired that way. I'm like, call me, cry, and feel, because I have a 2 of hearts in Saturn. 2 of hearts is what's comfortable for me. I'll feel with you. 2 of clubs will talk to you. They'll discuss it. They'll analyze it. I'll do that too. 2 of diamonds will partner with you in a values kind of way and maybe show up financially, but the 2 of spades will actually show up and move your refrigerator with you. They will do. Actually, the king of clubs. I'm not necessarily saying the 2 of spades do that, because you are here to learn to be a good friend. So don't feel dissed if you're like, well, I'm a 2 of spades, but I don't help my friends move their refrigerators. That's the way it is. It's perfect. Oh, good. More comments. My spiritual mom is a king of clubs, 2 of spades. Oh, isn't that great? Where they are, their karma card. We should discuss that. People whose planetary ruling card is also their karma card. Like it shows up in their hand. That would be the 5 of diamonds, Aries. Do we have one of those? Because 5 of diamonds, Mercury, Venus, Mars, is their Mars card is the 9 of diamonds. So, okay, the Sagittarius one, gotcha. Unapologetic, raw, straight to the point, and holds no bars to tell someone off. Uranus, they're here to shake things up. Really good point. Yes, that is definitely an energy about the king of clubs. Oh, you're the Aries 5 of diamonds? I gotcha. I wondered. I was like, that's probably Jeannie. So what's that like? And your spiritual mom has the same deal. So how could you put that into a phrase about, I'm giving myself ample opportunity to access all the lessons learned from my karma card, or what I would call my past life card. And what you find with the karma card that sits under your card, the real estate that you're living in, the way I have learned to phrase that is that it reflects a past life, one that where you got a whole bunch of lessons, or maybe you didn't do so well. So it's a real theme in this lifetime because you fucked it up last time. So you're not always really skillful with your karma card energy. People maybe just that, generally that's what I see. Like the 4 of diamonds is the seasoned adventurer, particularly the woman. The evolved 4 of diamonds is like, oh, I think I'm going to go deep sea diving off the Maldives. Yes! And discover some crazy ass shit. My 4 of diamonds friend who lives in England, she would just be like, going to Machu Picchu now. She's just like guided by the stars, and she can control the weather. She's only been here on Earth a couple of times, so, you know, she hasn't been quite so brainwashed as the rest of us. But she's a 4 of diamonds, and she is freer than anyone I've ever met. So it will be a theme one way or the other. It is said that we are surrounded by 88 constellations in total. Green Knight, do you concur with that? What does that mean? That's fascinating. And there's 88 keys on a piano. Well, I think there's 88 white keys. Green Knight, I really feel the Joker should be dealt in the spreads, but over the card that it would come up in. We need more information on that. Feel the joker should be dealt in the spreads, but over the card that it would come up in. So like you're dealing them out, and there's the joker, so then lay another card there. Is that what you're saying, that that joker would then be an influence to that card, but you wouldn't just leave it in a space all by itself? Is that what you're saying? Jeannie says, that's me. It's awful. I have to learn to accept I can give anything away, but I can't even take a compliment without feeling guilty and in debt. Oh, okay. That was the slavery lifetime. On the other hand, nines are ending. So she's talking about being a 5 of diamonds, having a 9 of diamonds karma card. That's the real estate she's sitting in. And her planetary ruler is the 9 of diamonds, descending Mars card. On the other hand, nines are endings and diamonds are values. I've lost a lot of things and I've also acquired a lot of things. It's like the lesson is don't get attached to material things because they don't last forever. I would concur 100%. Yes, because I have 9 of the diamonds descending Saturn as a 9 of hearts. And I used to get really nervous when I would see the 9 of diamonds show up because I was like, ooh, that's my Saturn. And what I learned is that it was about attachment for me. It was about letting go and trusting. And I was like, I just wrote the words surrender, Dorothy, over the 9 of diamonds for myself. So Eden, you're welcome. Yeah, I guess I did talk a lot about the 2 of spades. No, you're not the 2 of spades. I want to know what you're thanking me for. And remind me what your card is, Eden. Jeannie says, I know 2 joker people. One lives more the King of Spades script and the other follows the Ace of Hearts. That's a great insight. I wonder, I mean, because here it is, mysteriously placed in the ethers, kind of in an, I would say, another dimensional space. I would say that it represents the first of in the tarot, which came after this. It's the first, what do you call those? Oh, what do they call them? I watch tarot all the time. The 21 trump cards? What are they called? But it's the first one. It's the Fool. The Joker is the Fool. Cosmic Sunflower says, my karma card, 6 of spades, is like an older matron. Okay, it's 2 of spades. I'm tracking. My karma card, 6 of spades, is like an older matron at an all-girls school. And your descending Mars card is the 6 of spades. So whatever Mars stuff you have in your chart, you would have that same thing going on. Whatever Mars is to you. Lets me get away with nothing, but its rewards blow me away. Ooh, that makes me really curious. You strike me as your energy, Cosmic Sunflower, is very ethical, very kind, very clean, if I may say so. It's like I pick all these things up, but don't like look at them. But now I am, and I'm like, oh yeah, I've always felt that about you. You have really clean energy. It's like really, it's very young and fresh and spring-like, even though you're a spade. Isn't that interesting? Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying about the Joker. Good. Thank you for letting me know. I was tracking that. So the 6 of spades doesn't let you get away with shit. Yeah, there are 2 jokers. I have not had a deck recently where I have both jokers. There's always been just one. So that's curious in itself, right? It's like one of those mysteries. Why do people never talk about that? Jokers are really fun. I know 2 jokers. One was the priest at my brother's Episcopal church, and she kicked ass. She was one of the most amazing people. Definitely a King of Spades energy. My mom's birthday was January 1st, and they had a very similar they had a feeling of stature. I mean, imagine a female Episcopal priest. And she was married to this wonderful man and just had this, stature. And then the other one is this other woman, Ace of Spades, is such a mess. It's like She just leaves a trail of really frustrated, angry people in her path because she won't take responsibility for the chaos and detritus that she leaves behind. And ego is running the show. So maybe that's an Ace of Hearts. Wow, Jeannie, that's interesting. Major Arcana. Thank you. And they were originally called Trump cards. Okay, thank you. I was having a 7 of Clubs absent-minded ass day too. Wait, I missed something really good up here. I literally lost half my laundry a few weeks ago while the moon and Neptune were at the 29th degree of Cancer conjunction my Mercury. I was going to be like conjunction my memory. And the 4th house, the home Pisces, is where things get lost. You must just laugh when you see this kind of stuff. The 9 of Diamonds shit. So like you lose a lot of stuff, even laundry, not just like people and jobs and careers and things. Someone took half the kids' clothes out of the dryer and stole them. So, like, were you able to laugh about it? Are you still pissed? All those clothes got stolen. So, Green Knight, the red one is the Ace of Hearts, a little Joker, and the black one is the big Joker, King of Spades. Oh, that is brilliant. I have a real theory about Mercury and Uranus and the Jokers in relation to the Fool and the Magician card, but there isn't space to say it in here. Well, maybe you should make a video and we'll all come watch it. Do a live. We'll all come over. You know, you guys should all do that. I mean, everyone here. Do you have a channel? I don't know. Do you have to have a channel to be on YouTube? And like, I don't know. If you have a picture, does that mean you have a channel? I honestly don't know. I have several channels. I have a bunch of abandoned channels too. I figured it out 3 days later. I was pissed, but also taught me not to do readings while I do laundry. Because I forget I have a physical body. Oh, truly. Truly. God, I wonder what card Phil is. I need to find out his birthday. So there's this guy. He wanders in and out of our lives, and he's not all there. He's had a lot of trauma. I think he's actually from Beirut, and he's like probably in his late 40s by now, but he just looks like a boy. He will always look like a boy, so he's probably a heart or a club. And he walks into the club and my guides just were like, go over there, go over there. And I'm like, why do I? Okay. And I just kind of kept going over there, and there's Phil. And we just had this talk, and I was like, hey, Phil, how are you? And it took him like a full on second to recognize me. He was just, and he looked like this every time I was talking, like either like he was about to fart or poop, or like it was really painful to listen to what I had to say. And it was just like, so how are you? Fine. And he's like, I was like, Phil, you are not okay. No, I didn't say that, but we just talked about really ordinary shit, and I cared nothing whatsoever about it. And I was just like, he wears Carhartts to yoga all the time. And then I just walked away. And as I was driving home, I went, oh, he wasn't in his body. And my guide sent me over there to just talk him down to an ordinary thing. And I said specifically, so what class are you going to right now? It's like I talked to him about right now, and like he was just floating around, and like I can see this now with my third eye in retrospect. I couldn't see it or be aware of it in the moment. Does that happen to you guys where you're like, you do the right thing or you're doing some spiritual work and some part of you knows exactly what it's doing? It's just using your vessel and you don't figure it out till later. Like last night, like I've just been intending to remember my dreams gently, and I've been having more and more and more interesting dreams. I had the coolest dreams last night, and one of them, I was flying around and I was like, oh, I remember this flying thing, and I'm flying. I'm like, why am I going under the telephone poles? Wires. Why can't I go? I was like, I kept trying to go higher, and somebody was with me, and I was like, why can't we go higher? This is really bugging me. But I was like, oh, this is a flying dream, but I wasn't lucid about it. Anyway, God knows where I was or what I was doing, but I did end up in Ukraine, and I saw some really sad, disturbing, traumatic shit, which wasn't terribly traumatic in the dream, but I woke up and I was like, what was I doing? Well, I'm sure I was just helping out. Anyway, yeah, Green Knight, I really want you to talk about they got half the socks. Like they didn't get the pairs. The Lost Joker had two head. Yes, Grumpy. God, I was looking up some famous person, and their birthday was February 29th. I think it was, if it wasn't him, it was someone like him. The guy, the motivational speaker with the big teeth, Anthony Robbins. Pretty sure it was him, February 29th. And I was like, oh, that's a good fit, because there's something elusive, something I love about him, something like, ooh, I don't know if I can trust him. Like, what's he really up to? And like, kind of how you'd feel about the Joker, like very magnetic energy, but also like, I don't know. Okay, other Nine of Clubs people, I don't feel that way about them. They're elusive and they're kind of messy and they're wonderful and they're loving and they're kind of lost sometimes mentally, but they're good people. I like Nine of Clubs. But that particular birthday, okay, so they would be an Aquarius, right? Would they? Yeah, they'd be an Aquarius, right? Not a Pisces? Or am I getting that wrong? They'd be a Pisces. Yeah, so their planetary ruler would be the Two of Diamonds. Ascending would be Five of Clubs. Well, the Five of Clubs makes sense. That combination would be like, ooh. Is there another Nine of Clubs Pisces? There might be two of those too. Oh, Eden! Thank you for getting me on track. 9 months away from the one in December. There's a Nine of Clubs in December. Okay, King of Diamonds, Jeannie. It's giving seven of something. Sevens are detached. Yeah, they are. Yeah, Nine of Clubs. So we never discussed Seven of Hearts ascending. You said that so well, like kindly, but with like good boundaries. Their composite to self is the Jack of Spades. So yeah, makes sense. Oh, yes. February 29th. Jack of, he's a magician. Yes, totally fits Anthony Robbins. Totally. And that's how we feel about Jack of Spades. Is like, ooh, cool, but like, ooh, kind of scary. Like, don't put a spell on me. Don't turn me into anything unnatural. Anyway, so the King of Diamonds, ascending Seven of Hearts, this would be the ascending Pluto of the Seven of Hearts would represent a need to forgive somebody, like a terrible disappointment of some kind. I would say something very emotionally painful. Brenda, I think I'm tracking what you're saying. Yeah, it would be Pisces. Thank you. So yeah, a King of Diamonds, ascending Pluto, Seven of Hearts. Okay, I know. Okay. So a King of Diamonds that was the closest to me for a long period of time, and then he just sort of drifted out of my life, and I really miss him. He's June 4th. So a Gemini. His ascending Mercury would be the King of Hearts, and that definitely was a really good fit for him. But the ascending Pluto, I learned one time that he was a fitness coach, expert, massage therapist, Pilates instructor, professional bicyclist. Just like, okay, I really don't like this term, but it fits him. He was a winner. He decided to be a winner. And what I learned about him at one point was that he had been grossly obese as a child. I'm like, wow. And he talked to me about the teasing and how incredibly painful it was. And so that's a really good fit for the ascending Pluto. It happened to you some time ago, but it gave you a gift beyond reckoning. And look at how it channeled him into being a deeply sensitive, compassionate, professional health coach. Like, yeah, he was one of those people that got me through some really hard shit, just knowing that he was there. Yeah, it was my single motherhood days. See, I love the composite to self to show the individualism of the cards through the year, different versions of themselves. Jeannie, are you talking about just how any given card having a different planetary ruler, or how people with the same birth card can just be so wildly different? And and I would say definitely that the Aries Five of Diamonds is going to really stand out and be quite different from the others because of the repetition of the Karma card. So Eden, I have to check in with you. That Seven of Hearts, it's tender stuff. Okay, so I'm just going to tell you, his name was Don. He hasn't died, but I'm going to say was because he's not in my life anymore. He had such a depth to him that was really impressive in terms of being able to forgive or not take something personally or to just kind of surf over it. How to just avoid the bad feeling with people. Like there was a certain tact about him, but I also did his astrology chart one time. When I first started getting into it, I was like just doing the big circle for everybody on a piece of white paper, and then I'd get my little colored pencils out and I would color in the little glyphs, and oh, it was so much fun. I thought maybe I was going to do that, but I had to learn it. I had to give myself a basic education on how to throw somebody's chart. And I had that book called, I still do, The Only Astrology Book You'll Ever Need. It's a great foundation, isn't it? But my favorite astrology book has a little endorsement from Sting on it, and it's called The Inner Sky. Can't think of the author, but a few astrology buffs know about this book. Oh my God, tell me what you think. That was the most amazing book. I need to go pull that sucker off the chart, off the shelf, and go, oh, so now I'm learning about all of my Mars or my Aries qualities, and then I can look up Mars, and he just gives this deep, like gives you the guts and the essence of Mars. Won't talk specific placements, but you look at that and you do the placement in your head, and it's like, oh. Anyway, so Eden, I just want to check in with you again. Do you want to explore the Seven of Hearts for yourself? Was there someone that you had to forgive? Was there a major infraction of a person? I gotta think if I know any other King of Diamonds. I know I do. It's kind of hard to know that part of their life because they're not going to wear it on their sleeve. They're Mars driven, practical. Let's move through life. Let's get shit done. Let's support everybody. Let's be the cheerleader. Let's do what has to be done. That's the energy of the King of Diamonds. So they're not going to go, oh yeah, when I was 12, I got like totally fucked over. I'm sorry. Like something truly traumatic. And I shouldn't be making fun of it. But it's true. It happened to me when I was 11. It was really bad. But I can laugh about it now. No, I don't want to laugh about it, but I am. Anyway, and yeah, it's what you think it is. It's so weird I'm laughing about it. Okay. Cosmic Sunflower, why is it written in cardology books that Two of Spades could become black magicians if they're not careful? Let's see if Jeannie answers that. Seven of Hearts emotional detachment is the big lesson I see as being able to truly feel her feelings and be able to bring it back to a neutral zone. Seven of Hearts can feel so deeply that they can actually close themselves up so they don't go through the emotional turmoil, defense mechanism. And yes, and that would also fit the King of Diamonds MO. just having a little harder time maybe accessing the pain and stuff. Bringing the King of Diamonds into perspective with the Seven of Hearts composite into the Seven of Spades so that one can be highly spiritual. So she's doing a composite here. And I was thinking that. I was thinking of doing that. And Cosmic Sunflower, I love your question. We're not going to lose that. But Eden, I'm glad that Jeannie addressed that. Add your card to your ascending Pluto. We have to go there because that's going to inform you about how to resolve or navigate that ascending Pluto. So use Seven of Spades, which is faith, so that one can be highly spiritual. They need to rely on faith, and also So the Seven of Spades is a King of Diamonds karma card. I think I got that wrong. We'll do some math, but this King of Diamonds sits in the real estate of the Seven of Spades, right? And this fits my husband, the Three of Clubs, who's the King of Diamonds is sitting in that real estate. And the Three of Clubs ascending Eight of Hearts and or Seven of Hearts. He had such a horrendous dysfunctional childhood that I get to decide not to wear it, don't I? But really traumatic. A lot of abandonment, disappointment, pain, betrayal, a lot of betrayal. And he has achieved a lot of, as Jeannie says, like this detachment. I never thought about forgiveness that way, but it fits. You get a sort of non-attached understanding of, okay, they were telling me about them. Their behavior informs me about them, not about me. And that's always the most painful aspect of being abused, is that some part of you thinks you deserved it, or this means something about me. It's like, no, it doesn't. It means nothing. It means they're an asshole. It doesn't mean anything about you. And when you can get that kind of detachment and perspective, it makes it easier to let it go, which is what sevens are all about. Let it go. Faith instead of fear has been my focus since discovering the cards. Oh, isn't that interesting? Don't forget to draw a card at the end to show us the transformative energy for us who are watching live now. Grumpy, thank you. Yeah, perfect. Because whatever, draw two cards. Okay, whatever. We're at an hour. Okay, let me see if I can find a deck that has the Joker in it. Does this have the Joker in it? This is an older deck. It's well worn and loved. I'm just going to use this one. Oh shit, what was I going to say? We were talking about the Seven of Spades. It's just one for us all. Just one. That reminds me, when I was doing a paint job about a month ago, there were a couple of Mexicans putting in the carpet, and they were like, doing their thing, and I'm like, I wish I could understand what they're saying. I do speak a little Spanish, but it was way too fast, and so then they started singing, and they're like, hey, doing their little tunes and stuff, and I looked up and I said, let's see what, no cantando. I looked up, I was like, no cantando. I'm pretty sure I was saying, no singing, no singing, and they paused and they looked at me, and I looked at them, and then we all burst out laughing at the same exact moment. It was great. Oh, Eden, I'm sorry. The delay and my ADD, and I'm like, I don't know what story I was telling. Okay, two cards. Just one. No, green light. Just one. Just one. Okay, this is for all of us. I don't know why I'm laughing. Okay, here's the first one. Here's the second one. I think that's why I'm laughing. Eden, would you tell me what story I was telling? I don't remember. So the transformation we're going through is we're letting go of shit. And I think the fact that I am laughing kind of hysterically about sexual abuse as a child think it means I've let go, don't you? Oh my God. Okay, so yeah, it could be that. Okay, so astrologers tell us how death and endings might be happening right now. Like what aspects? Like would we look at 12th house? Would we look at Pluto? Because look at, I choose the red one. I knew you would. I was going to say this one's for grumpy. I feel deeply, therefore I have boundaries in place to protect my peace. Ooh, I love that. The double nines. I know. It takes a 9 to see a 9, right? If you're a 9, hook up with another 9, and then you can complain about how invisible you are to everybody, but you can really witness each other in that experience. I've had that many times. I don't want nightmares. Pisces placements would be endings. Okay, so we've got Saturn and Pisces still doing a dance, correct? And I think that is like Aquarius placements. Is that also death and endings? Okay, Green Knight, you're going to have to weigh in here. Anybody else that knows astrology? And this is on the bottom. Wait. Excuse me, my guides want to say something. Well, it's about time you got my attention. They're like, you were on a roll. Okay, they want to say something about the 9 of hearts and spades. Okay, they're like bookends. They encompass all the 9s, right? The first 9 and the last 9. So this would be the losses in childhood. This would be the final death or ending, right? Yes, there was, and it took a long time to forgive it when it did. It was freeing. Yes. Oh, honey. You know what? That feels right about Dawn. When I look at his energy, my beloved King of Diamonds friend, it's like a sacred wound that I think I felt the chasm inside him. But it's almost like I felt it as spaciousness. That is so literary, isn't it? Yeah, you could go places with that. So, Jeannie, Aries placements because Neptune is Aries or is in Aries, and people are losing their sense of identity. Time to reframe what we believe in. Saturn will be joining the Aries party, so he will be impatient there and making people see themselves for who they are. Yes, and spring, winter, a full circle with the birth and the death. So this is kind of transcendent right here. Like I'm hearing lifespan, and maybe a reframe of one's life. Okay, so someone did a video called a full circle of growth. And Jeannie, would that fit what Saturn is doing? I'm having my second Saturn return, so this feels like really relevant to me. Saturn in Aries in a couple more days. Everything's moved out of Pisces. It sounds like a meteorologist. And then we're going to move out. That storm front's going to move out of Pisces. It's a new signal coming in. I know that 9 of Spades energy very well. Once I had it in Venus, and my stepmother passed during that time. And with her, all of the destruction. The family is peaceful now. Yes. So her passing took like this big chunk of like, ugh. Yeah, my therapist framed for my sister. I didn't feel this way, but she felt this way. Her therapist said, well, after my dad died, she goes, well, the tyrant is dead. So that's kind of the relief that she felt. I didn't have that experience, but I was the 5th child and she was the 1st. So we basically had different dads. Yes, it is. 7 of Spades is the 2nd karma card of the King of Diamonds. Yes. So, okay, this woman made this video. Thanks for sticking with me. We're just on a roll, right? Oh, I have to go get my hair cut. Oh, yay! I finally manifested it. Someone who needed a reading that's a professional hair cutter. But I have to tell you the story. It's this video. She channels the blue light beings, and I know it sounds wackadoo, but she was like a registered nurse for like decades. So she's a very grounded scientific person. She's like, and then these blue beings just started talking. Anyway, she did a video called Nancy Rebecca is her name, and she did a video called "Why Time Feels So Strange Right Now." And I don't remember anything from the video. I'm just like, yeah, time feels really strange right now. Like, I feel like I'm in and out of different timelines before I wake up. Like, I have full on memories of, like, oh, he said that, and then just real ordinary life stuff. And then we did this, and then my whatever, or my child named Rocco, or my cat named Sissy. And I wake up and I'm like, I don't even have those in my life, but they felt totally natural in this dream state. But it was like, I don't know what's going on, but it's just been feeling really mushy, like the reality that we're in is just kinda mushy, and it's just easy to sort of merge out into other realities right now, but I'm not worried about it. I feel like it's supposed to be happening. Okay, any other final comments? The 8 of diamonds is on the bottom, so I think this is a grounding energy for all this, like, vagueness of the nines. The 8 is seize upon and do not compromise what you really value. This is don't compromise. Be I love the phrase 8 of diamonds is unwilling to compromise on what's really important to them. Please remember to like my video. Green Knight says we all get to revisit the endings in 3 more months with the retrogrades. Ooh, that's interesting. And Green Knight, please, please do. Everybody go click on his little face and find his video on Eris because I just discovered that we had a rip roaring live about it, and then I watched his video and I was like, this guy is just great. He's like just so grounded and real. And I like that guy that you had on with you. But he didn't say anything about the cards. Do you guys have videos where you actually do talk about the cards? Anyway, love you guys. Talk to you later. Get a haircut.